Hey everyone, so I'm out here with my buddy Aaron. We're November 2nd. We're on Lake St. Francis for some giant smallmouth, hopefully. Today it's pretty easy. Our weapon of choice is going to be the tube jig, 3/8 ounce and 1/2 ounce. Standard stuff. We're fishing with St. rods, 7-foot to 7.7 custom rods for really good hook sets on long casts and deep drifts. Today's pretty much easy. We're going to be working a lot of new areas that we've never fished, a lot of back eddy areas. So what happens is the current comes down, you have an off the current, you have a deeper pocket. And what happens is the current comes around in that deeper pocket and comes right back up. And a lot of times what happens is the bait sits in that pocket and the smallmouth feed there. So basically we're going to be targeting these back pockets and hopefully just dragging tubes nice and slow and picking up relatively, hopefully aggressive smallmouth that are just really trying to fat up for that long winter season that we feel is going to be a pretty intense one coming up. So we're going to give you some updates throughout the day, show you a couple of techniques on how we're dragging the tubes, and hopefully we have an amazing day and maybe we can do like a 20 to 25 pound bag of smallmouth. Alright, so we're 1:30 in the afternoon. Day started off pretty tough today. We went to a bunch of stuff that we've never actually fished. Actually, there's one place I have fished, but I fished it in the summer, late summer, practicing for the B1. What it was kind of like a downstream, a secondary channel coming down with a good amount of current, and then coming off of that channel was kind of like a cut that had about 14-15 feet of water, and I caught 2 smallmouth in like the 2.5 pound range. But I figure, in what I've experienced, which is not that many years of experience, is that a lot of bigger smallmouth will hold outside the current come 50-degree water temperature and less. Right now we're at 1:30 in the afternoon, like I mentioned. It's really sunny, nice, bright, calm day, and we're only at 48-degree water temperature. So after we fished a couple of other those spots, they weren't really productive. We felt like we wanted to go catch some fish. So we decided to go to this place that we know is kind of a rip off the main current. So you have the main current coming down, there's a main point, and then there's a huge bay that actually kind of holds the fish in it throughout late fall, November, December, and maybe even into a wintering spot. So we went there. We have about, I'll show you the pictures later, but we have about maybe 17 or 18 pounds of the live well. No giants, 2 4s, 3 1/2s. Now we're heading up, we were down in between Lancaster and Somerstown. Now we're headed up to the Cornwall area, and we're going to fish actually on the Cornwall side of the St. Lawrence. There's a couple of bays that are outside the current that I really want to try. So maybe we'll try and show you a little bit of technique video, how we're dragging the tubes, the size of the tubes that we're using, and hopefully we can get a couple of big ones. Alright everyone, so our November 2nd day of smallmouth here on Lake St. Francis has pretty much wrapped up. It's 4:25 right now. In general, we had a pretty good day. Like I mentioned in the earlier video, we started off on a lot of stuff that was all new, didn't really work out for us, and we kept bouncing around to new spots, and finally we got on some pretty good fish. I'll show you the fish in a minute, but our 5 biggest fish are for 19 pounds 3 ounces, so we didn't get one single giant. The biggest fish is 4 pounds 4 ounces, and the smallest one is 3 pounds 12 ounces, so they're all pretty much right around 4 pounds. I'll show you guys what we're using. My rod here is a custom-built St. 7'6" Legend Extreme rod, so unbelievable sensitivity, and I have a really long rod with a heavy, you can almost call it a heavy action tube rod, because we do a lot of deeper fishing, 15 plus, and this allows me to get a good hook set when the line has a bit of an angle going down with the current. Excuse me. After that, I'm fishing right here, pretty standard Berkley power bait tube on a Shimano Stratic older generation reel, 15-pound braided spider wire. Usually, I'm not using it right now, but usually a 10-pound fluorocarbon Seaguar leader. Aaron primarily fished a Carolina rig, which is a great searching lure. He has a 3/4 ounce weight. He's fishing a Phoenix Goby on a Calcutta 100 GT reel, and he has 30-pound braid, and he's using a 10-pound monofilament line. Basically using the mono to get the line up a little bit higher in the water column when we're dragging. So that was basically our weapons of choice. I'll show you guys the fish. We have our 5 biggest here in the well, but our 2 best ones are these ones over here. So this guy was about 4 pounds 1 ounce. This is the 4 pound 4 ounce. So beautiful smallmouth. These fish are really aggressive, and we're just dragging along. Actually, I say they're aggressive because the bites are hard, but the fish are actually picking up the tubes and really running with them. So the hook sets are strong and the fish are fighting good. I'm going to show you guys now how to actually fizz a smallmouth. I don't know if any of you guys have done it, but it's a great little trick. If you're catching these fish in 15 plus feet of water, it's good to get the air out of them because their swim bladders inflate and they can't get down. So what you do is you take a fizzing needle. We have an 18 gauge fizzing needle here, and it's pretty simple. What you do is you line up the point on the gill plate of the fish, and it allows you to make a line that goes straight down the fish, and then you have the separation in their dorsal fin. So what I do is I measure out the distance to the middle, then make a cross with the dorsal fin. So usually it gives you this area right here. Then you get under a couple of the scales and you pierce the air bladder. And then basically what happens is the air pops out of the fish and they're able to swim down and get to the bottom a lot easier. And basically what happens is now you have a fizz fish that's able to get down a lot easier. A lot better for the fish and good for the fishery. So we're going to get them in. We're going to get a few more pictures, and we have a ripple coming up this weekend on Lake St. Francis. And I'm going to be doing it with Nick. We're going to be keeping it pretty easy, working current break areas in basically 10 to 30 feet of water, and hopefully we have a good bag. 19.3 is good, but with the guys fishing it this weekend, it's probably going to be a 5th place finish. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the videos, and there should be a few more before the fall season comes to an end and winter kicks.